Heya, Catherine here. I'm back at the Sculpey today to make another charm, and today I'm using a bit of black Sculpey and a bit of yellow Sculpey because I would like to make a Triforce from the games called Zelda. The Triforce is a golden triangle, and it represents the goddesses of Hyrule and the artifact that they left behind. So I would like to represent my love for that game by making a charm of the Triforce. So I am using my black clay as the background and the yellow clay for the triangles that make up the 3-triangle Triforce shape. I am going to roll out the black clay again for the background because I would like it to be flat. And I am going to see if I can't get something fairly triangular shape from rolling it out, hopefully. Go. And to get a uniform width, I've got some popsicle sticks laying down here. And some people will use like playing cards for this, but I find that popsicle sticks give me a good width without having a bunch of playing cards laid down there. Although playing cards would give you a thinner width if you wanted something thinner than the thickness of a popsicle stick. I don't want something thinner than the thickness of a popsicle stick. This is what works for me, but you do what works for you, and we'll all have what we want. There we go, gives me, it's not rolling out anymore, so that gives me the black at the width that I would like, and then I'm also going to roll out this bit of yellow to the same width. Or, see if we can do it. I'm sure I can. Go. And then what I am going to do is take my cutter and cut an angle, and I'm just going to eyeball it, but the Triforce is comprised of an equilateral triangle, so you'll want all 3 of your triangle sides to be the same size. And then like this. So what I've done is I've created a triangle, and then I've cut off the tips of that triangle to give myself 4 different triangles. 4 differently oriented triangles of the same size. So then I'm going to take and set them on top of my black background. One right there. One. Oh, if I don't just drop them all over the place. Right. See? There we go. Right there. Just to line it up right. And then one right there. So I've left the middle off, but I've lined up all the rest of the pieces. And then I'm going to just cut the black to the outside of the yellow triangles. Go. There we are. Somehow a little bit of black ended up on top of that yellow, but that's all right. And I'm just going to tap each of the edges down on the table to give them a little bit of extra cohesion. And take off the little bit of green popsicle stick that got stuck on there. If I can get it off. You see, aha. There we go. Okay. Ooh. And that needs to be straightened out a little bit. That's okay. It should just kind of open up. And I've decided to do the Triforce flat because it really is pictured as a flat artifact. It's not, sometimes it's pictured with a accent of wings around it, but it really is, for the most part, always going to be pretty flat. Go. Can't straighten that out. And just connect up the points of those yellow triangles. That way it's got a smooth transition. And there we go. One Triforce. But I want this to be a charm. So I'm going to need to add an eye pin to it. And the placement of eye pins is sometimes tricky, but with the Triforce, with the way that I want it to sit and the way that I want it to hang, I'm going to have to put the eye pin between the yellow and black layers, which will weaken the connection between the yellow Sculpey and the black Sculpey. So I may put it more towards the black side of the Sculpey and like anchor it into the black more. That way it ends up being less like it's dividing the two, and hopefully then doesn't weaken the structure of the charm itself. Right now I'm just flattening out the top a little bit because I keep messing with it and I've put divots into it at this point. Yeah, I use my fingernails as sculpting tools. So what? If you don't have fingernails, use actual sculpting tools, or toothpicks, or chopsticks, or bamboo skewers if you've got them. Whatever makes it best for you. I just happen to like using my fingernails for this. There we go. Okay, now an eye pin. And then this is too long even were it to go all the way through. And I don't want it to do that, so let's trim it down to like there. Go. Save that bit of extra metal. You never know when you're going to need a little bit of wire. And then take and press the eye pin into the black, but lean it sort of forward, I think. And then just check and make sure that it hasn't stuck through anywhere that I don't want it to, because I do that. I have a terrible time sticking eye pins in straight. Bad at it. But there we have it. Now one eye pin in, and I can bake it for the recommended time on the package with that eye pin in directly, and then once it's baked, pull the eye pin out and use super glue to put it back in again so that it stays where I put it. That is what I did today. I know it's smaller than like some of my previous charms, but not by a whole lot. It'll match their size relatively. And I am very happy with it. So that is the important thing, being happy with what you've made. If you don't like it, then keep working on it until you do. So I've shown you what I did today. Why don't you go ahead and tell me what you did today? I would love to hear it. I am always on the lookout for new ideas and new things to try. So leave me a comment and let me know what you're doing. Bye.